Okay, chums, here are my top tips, wearing my top hat, for Expedition 3. If you can get yourself to the top of a mountain or on one of the floating islands that you find all over the actual planet, not just above water, you're going to find these sort of little mini rocks. So yeah, there's some spiky little critters, and then there's these ones as well that are just smaller sort of rocks. And there's also another one that just looks like another rock, basically. Yeah, just go around and just take your time. Even look at duplicates, things that you think are duplicates, because there are some that look identical, yet you can scan them and they're a completely another breed of rock. I know it's freaking mind-blowingly, crazily weird, but yeah, just scan a load of rocks on top of one of the floating islands that you're going to find above land masses or over the sea. The sea is quite hard to find, but if you go into camera mode and look up and just look around, you can find swathes of sort of like lakes and things, and sometimes there's floating islands by those, but there's loads of floating islands across this landscape. Hopefully you're going to come across one on your travels during expeditions. Go on there, because there's lots of little stones and rocks that you can scan to add to your catalogue, and that's how I hit my 8. Well, it's not. I actually went to another planet and got my 8. But yeah, people inside of my comments told me that that's how they done it. So yeah, I will show you that I managed to get 8 on this planet at the end of this video. There is one rock that I found in the oceans. Now, I've looked for ages in the ocean, and I can't find any other rocks. But yeah, the people are out there saying that there's 2 in the ocean. I could only find 1. But yeah, there's also 2 on land that hopefully all of you have found. A giant one that looks like that, which apparently is, an artificial rock, according to its notes. Yeah, and then there's another one that you usually find in close proximity to the big one. Yeah, that's slightly different. Well, it's completely different. It's a big flat one, but it fills up a load of landmass. It looks like a whole family of rocks, but it's not. It's just one rock. Sadly, that's the one that I was joking should count as 6. It should. But there we go. Awesome. So there's 2 that I found out on the normal land that you're going to find. Hopefully you found all those. In caves, there's 2. So there's one that goes up from the ground, a stalagmite, and then there's one that hangs down from the ceiling, a stalactite. So there are 2 in the caves. So just look around and hopefully you're going to find the 2 in the caves, but it took me ages to find that second one in the cave. And that was the last one for my 8 on the actual discoveries list. Now, I went back and done this thanks to the comments that people left in my previous video, where were all the rocks. So if you look at the comments on there, thank you to all those people that hit me up. There's a fair few of you, you know who you are. Yeah, if you want to see those comments, I put a video in the top right hand corner. Check the comments area and you'll see exactly who told me where to find these rocks and in what abundance they are. I asked in the video and they supplied. The community freaking rocks. Literally. Okay, right, next off. And this is how to make HEROX. So yes, even if you haven't got the blueprint, as long as you get the ingredients and you've got down your refiner, you're the large refiner at that. The large refiner is actually a reward in phase 2 for tunnelling underneath the ground, fear of the sun. So as long as you've done that badge, which is really easy if you've got the train manipulator, just keep tunneling and tunneling and tunneling until you pop it. Yep, all you need to do is murder some creatures. That's going to get you the Mordite. I need to call it Murderite. Yes, Mordite. And the Sentinels should come in if you murder enough creatures and get in a shed load of Mordite anyway. Kill the Sentinels as well. That's going to give you their purple blood. Pugnium. Yes, now the Pugnium and the Mordite. Mix it together. Yes, like a weird cocktail inside of your large refiner. Yeah, did you like that? That was quite a good impression, wasn't it, of doing a cocktail? Yes, I could be a cocktail thing. Yeah. Bartender, if that's the thing. Is it a flare tender? I don't know. No, that's where you throw bottles around. Anyway, we're going off on a tangent. Right, so here we go. Stick those in there. That's going to make gold. Lovely, lovely, lovely gold. You're going to probably need to murder a lot more sentinels and a lot more creatures to get what you need to actually get enough gold to actually do this. Okay, so that's part 1 of your HEROX cocktail done. You've got your gold. Now what you need is some ammonia. How do you get the ammonia? It's quite difficult to craft as ammonia. Not to worry. It's in abundance. Yes, you can just find it in the freaking ground, just like you would copper or whatever. Now, I've already dug out a shed load of this using my terrain manipulator. So here's some ammonia I prepared earlier. You don't hear that phrase all too often, do you? So here we go. Let's just chuck that out of there. There's my ammonia. Stick that in there, lovely. And now the ammonia I mixed with the gold. See, I've got quite a lot there. I've got 400 and something gold. And you need ionized cobalt. So you need to get the normal cobalt from zapping some of those stalagmites and stalactites that you saw in my previous tip. Zap them. That gives you cobalt. Turn it into the ionized cobalt just by putting it inside of a refiner. Even just your portable one would be fine for that. Yes. Yeah. Awesome. And there we go. We've got HEROX on the bag. HEROX, easy peasy, lemon squeezy, done diddly done. Awesome. Now, if you have got the blueprint, you can just craft this stuff inside of your actual exosuit anyway. So, yeah, as long as you've got the ingredients. Yeah, boom, done. And yes, you get the actual large refiner from the Fear of the Sun mission. Like I say, you just tunnel underground using your terrain manipulator for a certain sort of quantity. 750 U's you need to tunnel. There we go, and that's how you get your large refiner, or at least the blueprint. Then you have to build it and put it down. Now, to get the Rocket Man badge, now this is actually a tip from Scottish of the Rods. So all you do is, once you've got down a base computer, is you build yourself a little wall like this. I do mine 2 wide, 4 high. I believe that's exactly what Rod done. Maybe he done his 3 high, I'm not too sure. But then you put like a roof panel on the top of here. So just one of these. A floor panel will work as a roof panel. Stick those up there, lovely jubbly. And then just maybe put some sides on just in case you go off to one side or bounce about too far. Yeah, so I'm just going to make mine look a little bit snazzy. So I'm going to put little ones there, and then I'm going to put archways. Yeah, just to make it look pretty nice. Yeah, so people look at it and say, what the heck is he building? And maybe it's a work in progress. Yeah, so stick that there. And then all you need to do is get your nose right against the wall, fly up, and stick your head on the ceiling. Just hover, like that. Now, there's multiple ways you can do this. You could even put one of those little roof panels just against a rock face, if your base is near to a rock face, and just do it there. Yeah, some people, I've seen them even just build something with a terrain manipulator and then fly up and do this in exactly the same way. So it's completely up to you how you want to do it, but there we go. You can even terrain manipulate underneath the ground, then tunnel, and then tunnel back up, but don't break the surface. So you've got like a little tunnel going up. And you can fly up and just hover in there and pop the badge that way. So there's multiple ways you can pop this, but there we go. Done, 20 seconds of flight. Accomplished. Because if you've got your nose against something, it doesn't use your rocket pack fuel. Yeah. It's snazzy. Done! Right, so the next one causing people grief is to get up a certain altitude. So what you need to do, really, is wait until you've got your ship and you can fly. Select the badge, the hills are alive. Select that badge, and as you're flying, you're going to see the actual lofty elevation. As long as you're near to the actual ground, you're going to see how high you are off the ground. There you go, see it says 1,300. I'm not quite at the 1,325. So all I'm doing is landing on the high peaks, and if it's not high enough, looking around to see if I can spot any mountains on the horizon that look equally as high, if not higher, and then flying over to them. And before you even touch down, you can see whether it's going to make it or not. I mean, as I'm flying to the piece to this one, you can see that it's just on the cusp of this. Now, when I actually touch down on this mountain, take a look at the rocks around me as well, people, because there's all sorts of rocks there. So although that I told you about the floating islands and things, maybe check up at certain latitudes. It could be that the game is programmed to only spawn rocks at certain altitudes. So the higher you go, or the different altitudes you reach as you're climbing up, you may even see even more rocks than I've actually discovered so far, people. So there we go. The hills are alive. Pop to the actual badge. Heck yes, we have. Awesome fantabadosery. Lovely. They're all my tips. Well, thank you very much for watching. If you like what you see, please hit a like and a subscribe. And I'd like to say a massive, great big thank you to all of my backers over on Patreon and over on YouTube membership. Thanking you, backers. And if you want to support this channel, just don't skip the adverts. That throws revenue down my avenue. Or yeah, just stay with Captain Steve that little bit longer and hit something on this screen. There's merch here now too.